Hey everyone, here's a guide on how to easily defeat the Forgotten General boss in Crimson Desert. There's a few moves we can use to make this a lot easier, and this is in the top most western section of the map, and we have to come here by completing all the quests that have the word tribe in it, except for the Odek tribe. We only have to do 3 of the 5 quests there, and this will unlock the Forgotten General. Now, the Force Palm ability here, as you can see, is a great opener, and honestly a move that we want to be using often, as it'll stun the Forgotten General out of a lot of its attacks, and it'll stop it from summoning in all those guards that are really annoying to deal with. So there are some attacks that if you get it timed right, you can actually stop her immediately from spawning in those guards, as well as stagger her out of some of her more powerful attacks, as you see there, and it does a lot of stagger damage, that yellow bar below her health. Also, Turning Slash is another very useful skill, and I'd actually recommend to use it as somewhat of a dodge in this fight, because whenever you do that, you do get invincibility frames, and it can work out well in your favor whenever she's doing the attack where it summons in all those guards that come towards you. She'll typically do that by dragging her spear and slamming it on the ground here, and here's actually a very useful way to avoid it. You can just jump up, use your Force Palm to get up high, and then once you're out of the timer, you can just use your roll back and forth to maintain your distance up there. So that can be a really nice way, especially whenever the stage goes all dark and this attack comes out. So that's an easy way, and you also can stand in certain areas to avoid the attacks altogether. So getting familiarized with the arena is really nice, and honestly, if you're struggling with this boss, I would recommend one attempt without attacking whatsoever. Just play very defensively. You're going to learn a lot of the patterns, and it'll make this fight a lot easier. It's something I'd recommend for some of the harder bosses in this game. But as you can see here, the Force Palm is just so useful. It builds up an insane amount of stagger here, and then you can finish off with the Turning Slash. Now, unfortunately, I got really bad luck there where the guards dragged me away, and I couldn't get the critical strike for extra damage in. And unfortunately, that does happen again. So you do have to be mindful that whenever you do get a posture break off, and sometimes you'll get carried away. So you do want to be playing this a little bit smart. You can also, again, jump up over top of the enemies there. And not every attack can be parried, unfortunately, in this fight. So that's something to keep in mind there. Again, missed out on the critical attack, but one of the best things about this is you want to be continually keep attacking with the Force Palm. Another very useful skill is actually the Blinding Flash finisher. This is another one can actually stun it out of its attacks here, which is super useful, but I found that the Force Palm worked a little bit better. I also found that bringing food with extra spirit was super nice in this fight, because you typically want to have that consistently so you can continually keep doing that Force Palm attack. And you see here what the benefit of using Blinding Flash finisher is, because it allows you to get hits in when you normally would not be able to. This can be a good way to open as well if you don't have the Force Palm, or if you're not close enough, because you can use Blinding Flash finisher to actually close the gap on certain attacks. But you can see here, you're going to be facing off against multiple extra projectiles coming at you at all times, so sometimes it's best just to use that Turning Slash to give yourself that invincibility and ride it out, or jump up high and avoid those extra soldiers. So with this tips and tricks video, you should be able to take down the Forgotten General. I'll also show off the build that I used for this here, as it was pretty effective in this guide. And I also used for Abyss Gears as my main weapon the Crow Pursuit and Shadow Claw. I had Ancient Retribution there, I didn't use it too much, but you can use Aetor's Orbs alternatively. So if this video is useful, please hit the subscribe button below.